The movie is about a pirate radio station in England in the 1960s. The government ran all the radio stations and they played almost no pop music. So it was the greatest time for British pop and no one could listen to it. So some people, wild, reckless 20-year-olds, went out on boats in the middle of the ocean and played music into the British Isles. And within months of them starting, 25 million people listened to these stations. So this is about life. This is about a young man called Carl coming onto the boat and living with these 10 huge megalomaniac disc jockeys and having lots of adventures.
And how did it come to that story?
Well, I was a little boy. In the movie, there's a little boy listening to a radio underneath his pillow, and that was me. And I have always loved pop music, so I wanted to make a film about pop music and a film about, you know, the best days of your life when you're sort of 20 and having fun with your friends.
Yeah. Tom Sturridge, you were already celebrated for acting in Vanity Fair or being Julia.
I'm not sure if I was celebrated. I think some people knew I was in those films.
Okay.
Were you in those films?
Well, I mean, it's very few people.
Can you tell me a little bit about your character in The Boat That Rocked?
Yeah, I play somebody called Carl, who at the beginning of the film is expelled from school and sent by his mother to live with his godfather, Quentin, played by Bill Nye, who happens to be, fortunately, I don't know, impresario, is that the best word?
Owner, runner
of a pirate radio ship. And you know, the part of the film is his coming of age on the boat amongst these warrior poets, as I like to call them.
There's a little bit of romance.
There's a little bit of romance.
There's a search for a father.
There's a search for a father, and there is, you know, and there is the gaining of friends.
Richard Curtis, you chose Tom Sturridge. Can you say in general what you're looking for when you're casting for a comedy?
Well, it's a complicated thing. In my films, you know, I need everyone to be as funny as they can be, but they've also got to be real. You've got to believe that they're real people. I think if the audience think that they're just fooling around, that's no good. So I met a lot of boys of Tom's age, but they're all so serious. All took life so seriously, and then Tom came along and you could tell that he was somebody who had a sense of humour.
Okay. Tom, did you feel that there was kind of a similarity between being on the film set with all these great actors like Philip Seymour Hoffman, Big Nye, or Nick Frost, and your character's journey to the boat with being with all these crazy DJs?
I mean, literally. I mean, there was. I look at the film from my experience as a documentary. I mean, there was no acting involved. I mean, I was playing a boy who was sent to live on this boat amongst his heroes, and I was a boy who was sent to live on a boat amongst my heroes.
Okay, so your passion for music is great. It already played a big role in the film Love Actually. When you were writing and directing this film, did you reflect on your memories from your own childhood?
Yeah, I mean, when I was writing the film, I thought a lot about how much I used to love listening to the pirate radio. I also was thinking a lot about when I was a young man too, when I was 20, when I lived in a dreadful house with lots of friends and we listened to music all the time. And I think everybody, you know, now and in the 60s goes through that stage when your friends and you don't worry about money and just try and have as good a time as possible, and if possible, sleep with just one girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question. We're living now in a time where through radio, TV and internet, almost everyone, at least in Europe or the United States, has free access to listen and watch whatever is desired. If you would have to make a movie about today's youngsters, their time and their music, what could it be about?
Well, I think if I made a movie now, it would probably be about festivals. Festivals are a huge thing in Britain now, and they're absolutely wonderful and very strange, and rather like the 60s. You go there, you live on your own in tents, you have music, poetry, bad food. I think that would be the thing that would interest me.
Okay, then good luck with a movie, and thank you very much for the interview.
Oh, thank you.
Let's hope it's not the last time you see Tom.